You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
If you're an athlete, you know the greatest motivator of all is the fear of letting your teammates down. After all, a team is only as good as its weakest link. So you owe it to those wearing the same jersey as you to be your best every time you step on the field. That's why there's no vape in team. When you vape, you can expose your lungs to toxic chemicals that can damage your lungs. If you're a step behind, the team's a step behind. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Jeff, and I will be your host today. We're going to have a one-on-one match featuring Matt and Neil. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
And I'll send it over to Ken, who's our scorekeeper, for a breakdown of the rules.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. The game is simple. 20 questions in a variety of topics worth 10 points apiece and split into 2 rounds. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by our host, Jeff, where players can take a larger lead or gain some ground for a comeback. At the end of regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they have accumulated, and they'll have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 questions based on their confidence in the final round categories. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
I am the cream, yeah.
All right, is everyone ready?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
All right.
Let's give it a shot. That's the confidence we need.
All right, then let's get started. Round 1, question 1. Fe is the chemical symbol for what element?
Don't know anything about chemistry. Are you in, Matt?
I am in.
Oh, great.
I actually wrote this question the other way around, and then I thought, they hate me every time I ask hard chemistry questions, so I'll go with a fairly well-known one. But
I think I would have gotten either way, so I'm excited.
I think potassium is K, because that's like the one that I never remember. Fe. All right, I have an answer. I know it's wrong, because I know nothing about chemistry.
How do you feel, Matt? You want to answer first?
Yeah, so I think the reason I know this is I saw a guy showed up to a Halloween party with Fe written on his shirt and said that he was Iron Man, so I believe it's iron.
And Neil?
Wow, okay, I put chlorine. I don't know why.
Okay, chlorine would be Cl, chemical symbol for iron.
Yeah. Of course, I have to relate it to a comic book or something. I can't just know a science answer.
If I would have seen that T-shirt, I bet I wouldn't have forgotten it, too. That's a funny T-shirt.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty common one. Other ones like AG, AU. No, AG is silver. AU is gold. PB, lead. I know it's one I've asked before, so no spoilers there.
Peanut butter.
That's right. Question 2. What 4-letter word describes the tendency to eat objects with no nutritional value?
The 4-letter word I'm thinking of, I can't say.
There are occurrences of people eating dirt. That's a pretty common one for this condition. There was a couple reported cases of people eating glass. So
I think that'll help with the answer to the question. Make it a little less general. That's a good hint.
I'm coming up with nothing. That's not even a 4-letter word, but I put something down. And Neil's writing the alphabet. I don't know if that's helpful.
Okay, I have an answer. I'm going to take a cue from one of my favorite answers Matt has given on a previous episode, and I'm going to put NOPE.
It's a 4-letter word. I don't even think I put a 4-letter word. I put gorge, which I'm pretty sure has an E at the end.
Yeah, neither of those are correct. The tendency to eat objects with no nutritional value is known as pica or pica.
Oh, I have heard that before. Yeah. It's a Pikachu. Doing.
Not quite.
Humor for the Pokemon crowd.
Question 3. Who played Dracula in the 1931 film of the same name?
All right, finally I'm in.
That's a
jeez.
That's a Neil question. I'm sure hearing the answer will definitely make me think of it. But I put Count Chocula. Let's be real. I don't know. So.
Well, Neil with confidence. What do you say?
Bela Lugosi.
And Matt had nothing?
Yeah.
All right.
I really need to watch movies, I think.
That would be Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, it's cool. When they did Dracula, they would film the Bela Lugosi version during the day, and then at nighttime, the Spanish language would film during that time, so they were pulling double duty.
Thanks for that extra tidbit.
Yeah, there you go.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
Neil, is that your favorite version of Dracula? As a Dracula connoisseur, not my favorite, I gotta say.
No, I mean it's classic because of the fact that it kind of started all. I love Nosferatu. Yeah, I do not like the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula or Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, I don't know what my favorite version of Dracula is, to be honest. That's a good one.
Question 4 of round 1. What are the 4 states of matter commonly observed in the universe? I say commonly because there are more than 4, but the odds of anybody knowing any more than those are slim to none, even for me. I can name maybe 1 or 2 off the top of my head.
Can I give you 3 of them?
You can.
I need 1 more.
I'm not going to give you full credit. 3 is too easy. We're too good for 3.
Okay, I have 4 down.
Okay. Why don't we start with Matt? You're in, Neil?
Yeah.
I'm in, yeah.
All right.
So, solid, liquid, gas, and I put vapor.
Okay. Neil?
I probably could have thought a little harder and pulled that from somewhere, but seeing as my strength in the Dracula question before and the movie question, I went with these 4 matters. Matter of fact, mind over matter, family matters, and the Matterhorn.
Oh.
Matt was a little bit closer with his answers. So solids, liquids, gases. The 4th are plasmas. So you'd find those in the sun. Lightning is an example of a common plasma. A state of matter that's exceptionally uncommon would be like a Bose-Einstein condensate. So I wasn't thinking anybody would get those.
Vapor's technically a liquid, right?
It is a gas, yeah.
A gas.
It would be gas, yeah.
Gaseous.
Vapor, like water vapor, is liquid, is the gas form of water. Yeah. On to question 5, our listener submitted question. In what month does Canada celebrate Thanksgiving?
Oh, I think I know this too.
I know I've seen it on a calendar. It says like Thanksgiving observed, and then in the parentheses Canada.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man. So I'm between 2 answers here that are probably both incorrect, but Matt, are you in?
Yeah, I'm in.
So I'm trying to think if it's either, I feel like it's either December, 1 month after ours, or it's 1 month before in September. My original answer was December, but I think, okay, I'm in. I'm going to go with September.
All right, Matt?
What happened to October when you were doing your 1 month before?
Oh, no. I should have put...
So I put October. October's my answer.
It is on a Monday, the first week of October.
I can't believe I
was trying not to laugh so hard when you said
it's that candy
before.
lobby getting rid of October.
All right, so at the end of 5 questions, Matt has 20 points, Neil has 10.
I can't believe I forgot October. All right.
Question 6. What was the first feature-length animated film?
All right, I'm locked in.
Okay, I'm locked in.
Matt locked in first. Let's go to Matt.
I think it's Snow White.
Okay.
I put Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
You are both correct. It is Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
Nicely done, gentlemen.
I know that I've heard this has come up in different, like various trivia forms before. I know that I had heard that before.
I mean, I think I made allusion to it a while back. I never asked it as a formal question, so thought I would, just get that one out of the way. Question 7. What is the name of Taylor Swift's first album?
Shame.
Oh man,
I won't lie. I was taking a quiz online the other day, and this question came up, and I thought I'm going to ask it.
One of your Taylor Swift quizzes you always take?
One of them.
Like what beau is she dating now?
Who can keep up?
It's some kind of boating executive.
And if we mention who she's dating now, by the time this episode airs, she'll be dating someone else. So
and there'll be a brand new single.
There'll be a brand new single about how much she hates that last poor schmuck.
Poor schmuck. It's the name of her first album.
Are you in, Matt?
Yeah, I don't care.
So it's definitely not going to be October. So I think if I remember correctly, she numbers some of her albums kind of like Adele, and I can't remember if one of them is 15 and then there's an 18. And if I remember at Pub Trivia, I think one of the questions was one of these is not an album because she had a song called 22, but I don't think the album was called 22. I'm going to go 15 That's my answer.
All right, and Matt?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. I couldn't remember the name of the album. I know one of the songs on the album was Tears for My Guitar or something like that, so I just put that as the album.
I think you're both going to hate me because the answer is in the question. Taylor Swift's first album was eponymous. It was self-titled Taylor Swift.
When she was like 12 or something when it came out. That's fine.
All right.
Like when she was doing the country thing.
Yeah.
That's back when she was
When
doing
she
the
was
country
driving
thing.
around giving demo tapes to people in Nashville.
She's still on the slide guitar.
Oh, maybe she'll make it one day.
Best of luck to you, Taylor.
Yeah.
Question 8. What year was the James Bond film Dr. No released? For those of you who don't know, Dr. No was the first movie in the Bond franchise.
Do you know this one, Neil?
I do. I'm just trying to decide if Thunderball is the second year that's behind my first answer.
See, you have a point of reference. This is much easier for me. I have a decade, and I just guessed from there.
One number is sticking out in my head, and that was my gut, but I didn't trust it. And if I'm off by 2 years, I'm going to be really angry. I put 61.
Okay.
I put 64.
64, I believe, was Thunderball. 62 was Dr. No.
Yeah. But it was filmed in 1961, so I'll just take that.
I'll take the moral credit. Question 9. What is the primary language spoken in Brazil?
I'm in.
You got to throw a softball in there every once in a while.
Same.
All right. Matt?
I put Spanish. I think that's wrong.
Neil?
I put Portuguese.
One of you is right, because it is Portuguese. Yep. Question 10. Which artist recorded and performed 1969's hit Spirit in the Sky?
I could see all the movie montages with this song, and there's so many of
Yeah, I
them.
remember playing this too in either Rock Band or Guitar Hero. I can't remember which one.
Going up to the Spirit in the Sky.
You said 69.
That's where Jeff's victims go when they die.
When they go way up high?
God, it's such an iconic song.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put a guess and sound dumber, so I'm just gonna put nothing.
Okay, Matt with nothing. Neil, did you have anything?
I know it's wrong. I just put Manfred Mann.
That was Norman Greenbaum.
Nope. Never.
Old Norman Greenbaum.
You know him.
Yeah.
You remember him. He's Norman.
Featured on the newest Taylor Swift album, actually. So.
I don't think so.
Probably not. Probably a little dead.
Maybe his contribution to the album will finally push her to the top.
All right. Can we get
Top of the charts.
Can we get a score update for the first half, Ken?
Yeah, sure. It's 30-30 right now.
Hey.
All right.
Game.
Not too bad. So what we're going to do today for my halftime is we're going to do a little Name That Tune. But I'm not going to stick with, normal songs. I went something a little bit closer to my heart. We're going to go with 90s video games. So I'm going to play sound clips from 90s video games, and every contestant can write down their answers. We're just going to go straight through.
I'm pretty regretful that I don't get to participate.
I'm kind of sad. I think you'd really enjoy this one. And we'll go straight through. Each question is going to be worth 5 points. There are 15 of them today, so you can max out 75 here. Hopefully that'll really ramp up the scores, and we will get started. So here is number 1.
For some reason, the audio of the soldiers marching had like Wolfenstein in my head. I don't even think that has anything to do with that game, but I don't know why I put Wolfenstein.
Yeah, it was a good quality audio, so I'm guessing it's a PlayStation game. And then I ended up answering a Nintendo 64 game anyway, like an idiot, and I put Turok the Dinosaur Hunter.
Well, later instantiations of this franchise did have an N64 game. This one was a personal favorite of mine when I was a kid. That was Hell's March from Command & Conquer.
Oh, okay.
All right, any ideas on that one?
Yeah, I have a guess.
The only thing I can think of is that one game, and I can't think of the name of it right now, where you're scrolling from left to right, fighting people in the street. I don't know if it's not like Streets on Fire. It's not Rampage. That's the building one. I can't think of the scroller game, so I'm just going to put Street Fighter for no other good reason.
I think you were thinking of Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage.
I don't believe it is.
That is what I was thinking of. Yes, thank you.
I put Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
So this series had a recent game come out. This would be the original Doom.
It sounded familiar. I just couldn't think of it.
That new Doom game is primo as well. It's very, very good.
I think the fact that I play video games with mute while listening to podcasts is really hurting me in this round.
I don't know if you were doing that 20 years ago when these were first out, but
I was listening to WGCI. Same thing.
All right. Number 3.
We're going to put this for a lot of them until it is right if you do happen to put this. So I just put Zelda.
It kind of sounds like the Chocobo theme from Final Fantasy VII, and I know it's not, but I put Chrono Cross.
This is definitely in the Nintendo franchise. It's Donkey Kong Country.
We had the same grunt.
Yeah.
Number 4.
It sounds very familiar. And
I think I know that one.
okay, I'm just gonna put Zelda again.
Is that Zelda 2?
It is Zelda 2.
Oh,
Give him credit for that.
I will give him credit for that.
Zelda 2, the least known of the themes from Legend
it
of Zelda.
it is in the Zelda franchise.
It's
so.
they decided to make it a side scroller for some reason in that game. Very bizarre game.
Number 5.
You could hear that synth bass. I know the era. I mean, I'm probably not going to get it, but all right, I'm going to put something that's wrong, just write something down.
yeah, California Cruisin'. I don't know.
That's not a bad guess. I put Pilot Wings.
That's Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
Number 6.
It's so frustrating because they all sound really familiar.
They do. I just can't place the picture. I just put Streets of Rage.
Super Metroid.
I am really disappointed because we were talking about this video game earlier. That's from Cradle.
I don't even.
GoldenEye 007.
Oh.
I would have had to have gotten the main theme there, which is just the Bond theme.
I remember that one distinctly. I still feel anxiety anytime I hear that song, like trying to hunt down Janice.
Chasing Trevelyan through the satellite.
Yeah. That song, I was just immediately, the first time I heard this, I was, ooh, love it. I just love it. So, number 7.
I just put Duck Hunter.
No, I think that's a Kirby game. Is it Kirby? It's a Kirby game.
It's Kirby's Dream Land.
Yeah.
Well done. Number 8.
I just put Castlevania.
It sounds like a Final Fantasy.
It does sound like a Final Fantasy, but that is Warcraft 2.
Oh,
I didn't even know that was a
I
game.
did play Warcraft 2 for a little bit.
Number 9.
I think that's one of the Marios. I guess I would have to be specific. I was going to say Super Mario, but I think I'm going to go Super Mario 3.
Is it Yoshi's Island?
Oh, God.
That is
Mario
Super
64.
Mario 64.
Give him
Inside the castle walls.
Oh, that's why. Oh, yes. That's why I remember that. Okay. Playing with my dad and my brother.
Is Neil getting points or?
Yeah, well, for naming the close enough to the franchise, that's sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a
We'll get there.
monster. Question 10.
Pretty tropical.
They all sound like Mario.
I'll admit this is one of the harder ones. This is one that I had played this game, but I had forgotten. So
Well, then it's definitely not my answer, Yoshi's Island.
I said Yoshi's Island.
it does
too.
sound like Yoshi's Island. It's actually SimCity 2000.
That horrible console version.
Yep. Number 11.
I put Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I think that's Final Fantasy 2, or 4 or whatever. Is that wrong?
That is Worms.
Nope. What's Worms?
It's a game.
Okay.
Multiplayer game where the worms blow each other up.
Oh,
right?
I've seen that. That looks really fun.
No, that wasn't. Is that the same series?
Or is that
I
Earthworm
don't
Jim?
know.
It's not Earthworm.
It just says worms.
Yeah, it's Worms.
Video games, bringing the mood down.
Ready for 12?
Yes.
I'm just going to say Ninja Turtles.
I believe that's Green Hill Zone from Sonic.
Well played. Green Hill Zone indeed.
It is Sonic.
That one, that's the first. I don't get much farther than that usually. I was playing Sonic, so I heard that song a lot.
I like that you knew the level though. That's great. I'm really happy about that. All right, on to 13.
One of the most distinct video game soundtracks I've ever heard.
Great.
The music really doesn't define that game, so, but it's distinct enough.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put Turok again because I don't know this one.
Yeah, I'm going to put Metal Gear Solid.
That'd be Civilization 2.
Right, Civ,
Ah.
where Gandhi bombs you every time you do anything. Wonderful Civ.
Is that true?
Yeah. So there was a mistake in the programming in the first Civ where Gandhi was like a warmonger, and then it became such a meme that they added into all the future editions. So Gandhi always wants to start wars with you and wants you to bomb his enemies for him.
Number 14. That one brings back a lot of memories. I played that game for countless hours as a child, so
I just
I'm a
put
fan of that one.
Pokemon. I don't know.
I mean, I'm guessing this is wrong too, but Mario RPG.
That was Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie.
For any of you who ever played that. It was really fun. Number 15.
heavy jams on that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty intense. It sounds like it'd be a good racing game. That sounds pretty old. I am going to go with Streets of Rage.
I put Primal Rage.
That would be Duke Nukem 3D.
This is the song that I was hoping you were going to play and you didn't. I'm very disappointed, but... Contra. That's a game I used to love playing. I was hoping you do that one.
Yeah.
So after that round, Neil was able to rack up an extra 20 points. Matt actually was able to get 30 out of that. So that brings Neil's score up to 50 and Matt up to 60.
Not too bad. I didn't do very well at all, but I'm glad at least we're on the board.
Yeah, I think it's fun when you go back and you listen to all those songs, how much they sound alike, and it's really hard if you're not looking at it to figure out which game that is.
Yeah, it's weird too, because when you were kids, everything sounded so different and new and awesome, but now they all sound the same.
Starting round 2, question 1. What Major League Baseball player broke Roger Maris's single-season home run record in 1998?
I believe that was Bartolo Wright.
Bartolo Wright, that is correct. I don't know why I'm having second doubts about this. I know it's between two guys, and I'm just trying to remember who broke it first. I'm just going to go with Mark McGwire.
Yeah.
Matt?
I think you were overthinking that one a little bit. I know Sammy might have actually passed Maris first, but the question of who breaks the records at the end of the season, so Mark McGwire would be the answer.
Mark McGwire it is.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, they were really close for most of that season, and I think Sammy actually might have passed it, or on the same day or whatever. It was really close though. So.
No steroids. Asterisk.
No corks.
No cork.
No cork.
Actually, they've done some studies. Cork is probably not going to help you.
Yeah.
It probably will actually slow down the ball a bit.
What about HGH?
That'll probably help you hit a bit better.
If you rub the ball in HGH, it's going to go much farther.
First you got to urinate on your hands, make sure they're nice and soft.
What's that video of that guy?
Actually, Moises Alou used to pee on his hands.
There's a lot of pseudoscience going on right now.
Wait, he peed on his hands?
To remove calluses, I believe.
Said it would help him get a better grip on the bat.
Should have helped him catch balls that are going foul, not into Steve Bartman's hands.
I think he was just, looking for an excuse to pee on his hands.
Who was that video of the guy you said from the Cubs who was like big on steroids who hit that bomber?
Glenn Ellen Hill once hit a home run that went across the street and ended up on top of the building across the street.
Glenn Ellen Hill.
It was the crazy. And if you watch the video, his legs are so tiny and he's these giant arms. And
that's great.
Landed on the Cubby Bear.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Question 2. What actor portrayed Darth Vader in the flesh in the original Star Wars trilogy? James Earl Jones famously is the voice of Vader, but there was a man in the costume who wasn't.
That's a deep cut for me.
George Lucas himself.
Yeah, I'm not a big enough Star Wars fan to know that one, but okay.
All right, Matt?
Yeah, I put the Hulk himself, Lou Ferrigno.
So I went, currently George Lucas is going back to make another re-release, and he will digitally insert Hayden Christensen. So the answer is Hayden Christensen. So I'll just take those points.
Born.
If you listen to my question, what actor portrayed Darth Vader in the flesh in the original Star Wars trilogy?
Oh, he can be put in there with CGI. It'll be fine.
That's not in the flesh.
I'll take that. I'll take that point. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know it.
Do you happen to know it, Ken?
I can't remember the guy's name.
That would be David Prowse.
Oh, I did know that. Oh.
I was going to put some British guy. I don't know if that would have gotten
I mean,
points.
he was a British guy.
Yeah,
so.
I did know that too. I should have thought about it harder. That's okay.
All right, question 3. Method Man portrayed a character, Cheese Wagstaff, in what HBO original drama?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm not sure if it's right, but...
Okay. Neil?
I put The Wire.
I also put The Wire.
That would be The Wire.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
I thought it was going to be a how high question, and then it wasn't. And I was disappointed.
No, The Wire is one of my absolute all-time favorite shows. So it's absolutely worth the watch. I recommend it to people, and they're like, I have to give up 60 hours of my life, and I say, yes, you do. It's definitely worth it.
I think everyone does that now, though, so it's fine.
And you're not giving it up, but you would have watched Fuller House instead or whatever.
How dare you?
I'm just saying.
You couldn't pay me. Question 4. Michael Fassbender may have been named Michael Cooper if he were of English descent. What is the trade of a Cooper?
I believe a Cooper is a basketball coach.
As long as you're hanging with him.
Classic.
Little Raven Simone on that show.
Didn't expect a Hanging with Mr. Cooper reference.
There's always. I remember their basketball team was the Penguins.
He got dunked on by Charles Barkley in an episode.
Terrible.
It was a terrible play.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
I put chicken wrangler because they live in a coop.
Ah.
If that's right, I feel so
I put a glass blower.
Oh.
Interesting choice. Ken?
I believe a cooper would be one who makes barrels.
That would be a barrel maker. Well played.
Interesting.
I thought maybe if you had that thought in the back of your mind, Fossbender would have gotten you closer because they literally would strap iron, bend the iron around the barrel to.
Well, I thought of like a blacksmith, but then I thought that would be too easy. But it has a little bit of a blacksmith in there.
I did see something on a guy who does that, and he said he has such a hard time finding anybody to be his apprentice, and it's a dying art because people just don't want to do it, and it takes so much time and skill to do it.
Yeah, when I heard Fassbender, I was hoping it was going to be a movie question, but now I know that it's a barrel maker.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Cooper's probably the one you'll run into, but
yeah, Chris Cooper.
On to
makes barrels down in the mines.
Talking about October Sky.
Yeah.
You mean September Sky, is that?
On to question 5. How many players are on the field for each team in a game of Australian rules football?
Damn it, Jeff. Damn you.
I demand. This is some kind of bias on this question. I did once watch a game of Australian rules football with Neil. He seemed to know a lot more about it. So,
do we need to say how many subs there are?
No.
Okay.
No, that's not what I'm asking. No.
I'm just making sure.
Boy, this is pretty one-sided.
I mean, I could still look. I mean, we're just saying one team, right? Not the combined of both teams.
Just one team.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
When I had written this game, I was hoping it would be a Matt Ken question, and then Neil could, be really mad that he missed out on it. But that's not how the straws were drawn today.
I would have put an Aussie rules question in my game now. I will now because we have Australian listeners, so we gotta do it.
I've crossed out like 4 answers, and I'm gonna stick with this one.
I'll do a Nathan Buckley question.
All right.
I'm in.
All right. Well, Neil with confidence, I'm sure.
18.
I said 10. So
it is, of course, 18.
Of course, it's 18.
I mean, if Neil got this wrong, he would be forever shamed. He couldn't speak of Australia ever again.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe after I eat the Vegemite, I'll gain that knowledge.
Patreon perk, guys. If you give us money, Matt will eat Vegemite on camera.
You also get to pick what he eats it on. So we haven't decided what he's going to be eating it on yet.
I do not remember that part.
And Team 42 from our Monday Night Pub Trivia, if you personally donate $50, we will videotape Matt eating Vegemite at Pub Trivia on a Monday night.
This all sounds awful. Continue.
But he'll have beer with him. It'll be fine.
Wash it down.
And you have to drink it with Foster's.
With a Foster's.
All right, with that, the scores draw even. They both have 80. Yep.
All right.
Not so bad.
Good for us. More than 0.
More than 0.
Yay.
Question 6. What movie was River Phoenix in the middle of filming when he died?
I have a guess. I like these because whenever there's a movie question, Neil feels so much pressure that he has to get it right, and then it really eats at him when he doesn't know.
Well, that's because he does. Yeah. He has no choice.
I can tell you the year it was, everyone that was around him, how it happened, and what the phone call to 911 sounds like, but I'm trying to think what movie he would have been filming.
And I look forward to all of that extra information.
That was the question.
I look forward to all that extra information after you submit your answer.
I don't look forward to it. Not for me.
It may be his redemption.
So it was 93. It was at the Viper Room, Johnny Depp's club that he owned in L.A., and Joaquin was there, his brother, and Rain, his sister, and he got into cocaine and drugs with John Frusciante from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Flea was there as well. And before he went to the Viper Room, he said...
What's the answer, Neil?
I feel like I'm going to OD, like I do right now, on the fact that I'm not going to get this answer right. So I'm going to say 93. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to say Gleaming the Cube, one of my favorite Christian Slater movies. It's not right, but...
Matt?
Nah, I got nothing.
All right. So he was in the middle of filming a movie that was later released called Dark Blood.
Yeah.
Nope.
It was released a couple years after.
2012.
Yeah, that's okay.
A couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only question 7. What powerhouse organelle has its own DNA separate from that of the organism it inhabits?
I don't even know what that is.
That could be a problem.
Is it related to cottonelle?
No.
Is it a fabric softener?
No. I will. Nobody's written anything yet. If you'd like,
No.
if you'd like me to tell you what an organelle is.
I would like you to tell me what an organelle is.
Sounds good. I will do that. Organelle is any number of organized or specialized structures within a living cell.
When I hear organelles, all I'm thinking of is a female doo-wop group inside of a cell, singing something like "One Fine Day" or
Yeah.
"Hey, Mr. Postman." That's all I got. But I have my answer written in, which is completely wrong. But I'll wait until you're ready.
Yeah. I don't even know. I'm science, man. Bacteria is my answer because I don't know anything.
I put Osmosis Jones.
Oh, I love Osmosis
Ken?
Jones.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
I was gonna say mitochondria, like as an idiot, be like, "Oh, that's the only word I know in science is mitochondria," and I
In
didn't.
fact, it is mitochondria.
Come on.
Come on.
I had originally written that question without powerhouse in there, and I'm like, no, there's no way anybody's going to get it unless I say powerhouse, because the mitochondria makes all of the power for the
When you
cell.
said powerhouse, I'm like, oh, I'll just say mitochondria. That sounds like it might be right, but I went for the joke instead.
Question 8. Bald eagles are not named for uncovered heads, but are instead named for a shortened version of this P word, often used to describe horses having irregular patches of 2 colors. Time for some equestrian questions.
Yeah. I have an answer.
It's not right. I'm in.
Okay. Matt, you were in first. Why don't you give us your answer?
Yep. I believe it's Piebold. P-I-E bald.
Okay. And Neil?
I didn't even think that far to put bald in there. I just put palate.
It is piebald, which I will give Matt credit for that.
I know it's a band, and that's where I was coming from. It's like an old emo band, and I was like, that might be it, and there it was.
So
That's Matt's specialty is old emo bands.
So equine would be ever relating to horses. Equestrian would be ever relating to horse riding.
Also
So,
important to have.
yes.
If there's ever a hot water music or any of those questions.
Well,
I
I
got that.
feel like a
old
horse's ass.
old emo bands for an old emo man.
Oh, I am old. You're right. You're right.
Sadness befell him.
It's been befallen on him as an old emo
I was
man.
to say, as someone who's emo.
It's in my nature.
All right. Well done. Question 9. What is the largest island in the Caribbean?
Didn't we have this one at trivia? And I probably just looked at Jeff and I was like, do you know it?
We did not have this one at a trivia night, but I did say it at some point, I'm sure, in the past.
This was definitely on a Sporkle thing that I did the other day, and I am not going to get it.
All right, I'm in.
Fine. Me too.
Neil?
I put Isla Nubar.
I put Cuba.
It is Cuba.
I like this new game where I'm very unconfident. Get it right.
And I'm just putting random inside jokes. Does anyone know what Isla Nubar is?
No. What is this?
We'll look it up. I'll tell you next time. No, Ken would know it as... Ken would know it what if I said Barbasol?
Oh, okay. So is that Jurassic Park?
It's Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Nice.
All right then.
All right.
Let's go faster. Number 10.
Number 10. If you are at an Oakland A's game, you might notice their mascot, Stomper. What species is Stomper?
I think I know this one.
I'm thinking of their actual... Oh, no, maybe I'm thinking of the Mets mascot.
Which is just a giant ball.
I was going to say the baseball head. I was going to say his species is baseball.
Is baseball.
That's what I was going to say. The Oakland A's. Is that the one who has the weird horn for a nose and does like the booty dancing?
Genus ball, species baseball.
I'll talk out
Species-
loud. I
no,
don't
no.
I think
care.
you're thinking of the Philly Fanatic.
Philly Fanatic, you're right.
The
who is
Philly
not-
Frenetic,
Yeah.
to avoid copyright infringement.
Right.
I just put Billy Beananite.
No. I think it's a monkey.
Stomper is an elephant.
That makes way more sense.
Stomp the yard.
If I would have thought of the name, man, that would have came. So I've seen Oakland A's gear that has an elephant on it, and for some reason I just had a monkey in my head, which is actually I might be thinking of the rally monkey, which is a mascot for the Los Angeles Angels.
Speaking of Stomper, what was that news story you said the other day, Matt, about an elephant?
Oh yeah, so there was a hunter who on one of his trips shot an elephant, and the elephant collapsed onto him, killing the hunter. So
Good.
instant karma.
Hopefully the elephant then survived. That would be
I'm
great.
gonna pull no punches, and I don't think this is controversial by saying if you shoot an elephant, you're an asshole. Stop your elephant hunt and turn around and go yourself.
I just say commit to trivia. You know, just find a new hobby. You could kill
Yeah.
elephants, or you could listen to trivia podcasts. That should be a
All
movie.
right. What are our scores heading into the final, Ken?
No, that's what we call a classic segue from threatening safari and elephant killers to
Hey,
what are the scores, Ken?
I didn't threaten anybody. I said they could go themselves. I said they're assholes. I never threatened anybody. All right. After the second round, the scores are Neil with 80 and Matt with 100 going into the final round.
All right. Sounds good. So about on par for a normal game.
I'm a little angry because mitochondria I should have gotten. The October I should have gotten. But Matt's ahead, so I got to make it up with my wager.
Final round categories. First question is going to be in tennis. Question 2 is going to be in languages. Question 3 revolves around communication. Question 4 is about explorers. Question 5, presidential politics. All right. So wagers are in. First question again in tennis. Who is the only person to win each of the 4 Grand Slam titles at least 4 times? Question 2, in languages. What is the official language of the Bahamas? Question 3, in communication. What 4-letter nautical term did Alexander Graham Bell suggest as a greeting while answering the telephone? Question 4, explorers. What explorer is credited with the first circumnavigation of the globe, despite the fact that he died while attempting it? Question 5, presidential politics. The majority of presidents belong to what political party?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm okay with these. Good questions.
They're always good questions if you feel you know the answers.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're terrible questions.
I'm 50. I know one 100%, and I'm 50-50 on some of them, and one of them I'm very proud of.
Okay, I'm in.
All right. So, question 1, tennis. What were the wagers, Ken?
All right. Looks like Matt went in for 10. Neil is stepping out of this one.
All right. So, Matt, you had the points on this one. What did you say?
Pete Sampras.
All right. Did you have an answer, Neil?
Yeah, I was going to put Pete Sampras, but I put Navratilova.
It would be Steffi Graf.
Yeah. Sampras, I think he didn't win on the Australian. It was something with clay he wasn't good at, I believe. So.
Isn't the French Open the one with clay?
Yeah, that's probably makes more sense.
Question 2 in languages. What is the official language of the Bahamas? Ken, what were the wagers on this one?
We have both players stepping down.
Okay.
A lot riding on this one.
Anybody want to go first on this one?
I'll go first. I was going to put Bahamian, but then I knew that was incorrect. But I believe Rihanna is from the Bahamas, and not that it has anything to do with my answer. I just put French.
I think she's from Barbados.
Barbados.
Yeah.
That's right. I just
okay.
put Who Let the Dogs Out.
Anyways, Matt.
I said I put Who Let the Dogs Out.
Oh, you did? Sorry.
The Bahamas.
I was being really mean with this. English is the official language of the Bahamas.
That's pretty smart.
That's what the Bahamans sang in. I should have known that.
They were a former British
If you could call
colony,
that
if I'm not
song
mistaken.
English.
Question 3 in communication. What were our wagers, Ken?
All right. Looks like Neil's going in for 10 and Matt for 20.
Matt, let's kick it to you.
Yeah, this is a great question because I could answer it from The Simpsons. It's what Montgomery Burns answers the phone with. It's ahoy.
Oh, that's so easy. I thought of ahoy, and I was like,
Yeah.
maybe that's too easy. I put port.
It is ahoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the joke being that Mr. Burns is so old, he was around when telephones were invented, and he says it because he was told to answer the phone that way.
That's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
The Montgomery Burns ahoy hoy.
Yeah.
Question 4 in explorers. We have any wagers on these?
We got nothing.
Nothing.
We got
All
nothing.
right. Who wants to go first? Draw the short straw.
I said Magellan.
Neil?
I just put Vespucci.
It was Ferdinand Magellan.
Yeah. Should have bet more on these. I saw that on like explorers. I only know one.
I was either gonna be like Magellan or Vespucci or Marco Polo, or it was gonna be
I was hoping it was the Ethan Hawke space movie, but
or the offshoot Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
The explorers.
And question 5 in presidential politics. What were our wagers?
Neil has nothing and Matt is going in for 10.
10.
All right. I want to hear what Matt has to say.
So I think it's Republican because the parties switched at some point in time and they had won a bunch before. So I think it's Republican.
Yeah, so my training of thought was Lincoln was a Republican, but more of like a social, like progressive Republican, and then they kind of switched to more conservatism. So I just thought maybe Republican as well. Same thing as Matt.
Great thought there. Yes, they did switch, but so did the Democrats. Of course, there was a trend as that happened. The New Deal era politics was the real final straw. And then Lyndon Johnson was the final nail in the coffin. Obviously, he was from Texas. And so that was about the last time the South ever voted for a Democrat. It is by and large Republican, mostly because it's the name that stuck around the longest. Mm-hmm. So before that, you had other political parties, Whigs, Democratic Republicans, which then became Republicans, if I'm not mistaken.
So it was, in fact, Republican?
It is, in fact, Republicans.
The Whig Party won, what was it, like 3 out of the first 5?
So the first presidential candidate, George Washington, didn't have an official party. And then you would have had Federalists and Anti-Federalists. So I believe Adams was a Federalist, and then Jefferson was a Democratic Republican.
Uh-huh.
So,
all right. So it's time to find out who is the cream of the crop. With 70 points in second place is Neil, and in first place is Matt with 120. Excellent game, Matt. Yeah. You are the cream of the crop this week.
Yeah, no, I'm living in a nightmare, and I am the cream.
Feels good to win.
Is this your first win or second win? Or
second win, I believe, so far. So, so there's some stuff that was in my wheelhouse, a few sports questions, an emo question, which wasn't really an emo question, and then something I could relate to The Simpsons. So as long as we keep that going, I think I'll do pretty well.
What makes me feel better, though, is that I'm not getting paid millions of dollars to play a game where getting 3 right out of 10 is considered good to go to the Hall of Fame. So, batting 300, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I'm not using HGH.
Thank you to Matt and Neil for a great game. If you'd like to play along with our contestants, make sure to check out our Facebook page and download our official Triviality score sheet, same one we use here in the studio. How can people get in touch with us, Ken?
Well, you can find us on Twitter using the handle @TrivialityPod or on Facebook at facebook.com/TrivialityPod. If you'd like to get in touch with us via email, send all messages to trivialitypodcast@gmail.com. And if it's a question 5 submission, just make sure to put that in the subject line. Maybe mention a host that you'd like to ask the question. That way we could keep the answer secret to the other hosts. And, of course, we'd love to hear from you. Jeff, you want to talk about the Patreon a little bit?
So you can support us by reviewing and rating us on iTunes, but if you would like to contribute financially to the success of our show, help us on our current goal to upgrade our equipment. We're calling it the Race to 100. So if we can get to a goal of $100 a month, we should be able to improve our microphones and soundproof the room that we're in a little bit better. So that hopefully we can bring you a better product. We've got different tiers with rewards set up for our Patreon supporters, Patreon-only perks that we'd love for you to be able to get, including extra bonus episodes and some other content that we're going to be hiding behind that paywall. So,
hiding behind a paywall.
if you would like to, if you'd like to, and have the ability to support us, we'd really appreciate it. As we'd like to continue to build and grow the show, and you can find us there at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
Yeah, and please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to help our searchability on iTunes as well, or at whatever podcast app that you prefer to listen to.
All right, thanks so much. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. Ken, thank you for being scorekeeper.
My pleasure.
And on behalf of all of us here, that was Triviality.
Coming to theaters soon, September Sky.
You keep going, you're gonna have my job someday. Everybody says so. Tell him you'll work the hoot owl shift tonight.
No. The coal mine's your life. It's not mine. I'm never going down there again. I want to go into space.